Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're diving straight into something pretty mind-blowing regarding the deep physiology of the human body. We're going to ask you to set aside everything you think you know and take a really inquisitive look at the true, multifaceted nature of N-acetyl-5-methoxytryptamine. Now, I know that sounds like a massive biochemical mouthful, but trust me, it is actually a masterpiece molecule that dictates the rhythm of your entire life.
Now, if you're like most of us, when you hear melatonin, you probably just think of those little over-the-counter gummies you grab from the pharmacy when you're jet-lagged, right? But is it really just for sleep? Well, buckle up because we are about to launch a complete paradigm shift regarding how you view this incredible hormone.
Here's a quick look at our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Only a sleep hormone. 2. Synthesis and light impact. 3. Receptors, body control panel. 4. Melatonin's hidden protective powers. And finally, 5. Clinical conclusions and practice. We're going to get deep into the cellular biochemistry today, but don't worry, we'll guide you to some vital everyday takeaways by the end.
All right, Section 1, only a sleep hormone? Let's jump right in and clear up the biggest public misconception about what the pineal gland actually does for us.
For decades, it's been branded as a one-trick pony, just a simple snooze switch that makes you tired. But modern medical reality paints a wildly different picture. Endogenous melatonin, meaning the stuff your very own body produces, is actually a powerful pleiotropic master hormone. And pleiotropic basically just means it has huge, wide-ranging effects across entirely different systems in your body. It isn't just putting you to sleep. It's a heavy-duty antioxidant, a highly effective immunomodulator, and a vital oncoprotector, meaning it actively fights off cancer-causing cell mutations. It's literally the night shift security guard for your entire body.
Moving on to Section 2, Synthesis and Light Impact. So where exactly does this nocturnal security guard come from? Let's take a look at how the pineal gland's specialized cells synthesize this molecule in direct response to our environment.
You've got to see the elegance of this biochemical chain. Your body doesn't just pull melatonin out of thin air. We directly evolve it from a simple essential amino acid called tryptophan. From there, your body converts it into 5-hydroxytryptophan, which then becomes serotonin. You know, the famous feel-good neurotransmitter. But the absolute magic happens when the lights go out, and that serotonin transforms into our master neurohormone, melatonin. It is just a stunning piece of biological recycling.
And timing? Timing is absolutely everything. This specific window, between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., is absolutely critical. This is the ultimate peak for your body's physiological secretion of this stuff. If your sleep is shallow or disrupted during these exact hours, you are seriously shortchanging your body out of this master molecule. But how does your brain actually know when it's time to fire up production? Enter the retinohypothalamic tract. I want you to think of this as a biological fiber optic cable. Deep in your retina, you've got these specialized light-sensing cells called iPRGCs. They don't help you see shapes or colors. They literally just measure light intensity. They shoot that light data straight down that fiber optic cable to your brain's master clock, the SCN. Then, the SCN signals your nervous system to tell the pineal gland to get to work. The massive takeaway here, blue light completely severs this transmission. If your eyes catch blue light, the fiber optic cable screams daytime and the melatonin factory shuts down instantly.
Okay, Section 3, Receptors, Body Control Panel. Let's assume you've been good, kept the lights off, and production is peaking. How does it actually work inside you? Well, think of these receptors as the control panels in a complex spaceship.
Melatonin basically operates through 3 distinct control panels. First up, the MT1 receptor. You'll find this one in the SCN in your blood vessels, and its main job is to actually drop your core body temperature to initiate sleep. Then we have MT2, hanging out in your retina and heavily in your immune cells. This is your synchronizer. It shifts your circadian phases and brilliantly orchestrates your immune response. And finally, we have MT3. This one is super unique because it's not even a traditional cell surface receptor. It's actually an enzyme right inside the cell cytoplasm called quinone reductase 2, and it acts as a massive detoxifier. So 1 hormone, 3 completely different, absolutely vital control panels.
Which brings us to Section 4, Melatonin's hidden protective powers. The really crucial point here is that by activating those specific control panels, this molecule unleashes a crazy cascade of profound medical benefits.
First and foremost, it is the ultimate cellular defender. Because the melatonin molecule is both lipophilic and hydrophilic, meaning it happily dissolves in both fats and water, it has this incredibly rare ability to just glide right through the blood-brain barrier. No problem.
It doesn't just float around in your blood, it dives deep into your brain tissue and goes straight into your cell's power plants, the mitochondria. Once there, it neutralizes highly damaging reactive oxygen species. It's basically putting out microscopic biochemical fires to keep your cells from dying. It is an incredible frontline defense mechanism.
And that beautifully illustrates its next superpower, immune modulation. Melatonin actively modulates your immune system by blocking the NF-κB pathway in your immune cells. Now, if you don't know, NF-κB is basically the master switch for inflammation in your body. By flipping that switch off, melatonin drastically cuts down on inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha. This is an absolute game changer for anyone with autoimmune tendencies. Getting high-quality sleep literally cools off the fires of autoimmune inflammation.
Let's look at the brain and see how this builds into some heavy-duty neuroprotection. We now know that endogenous melatonin actively reduces the buildup of amyloid plaques and limits tau protein tangles in the brain. If you follow neuroscience at all, you know those two things are the classic hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease. Meaning? Your body's own natural melatonin is arguably the cheapest, most effective anti-aging tool we have to fend off neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. But wait, it doesn't stop at the brain. It packs a massive metabolic punch too. Melatonin protects the beta cells in your pancreas and actually boosts your body's sensitivity to insulin. Even wilder, it triggers thermogenesis. It literally helps turn fat-storing white tissue into energy-burning brown fat. So a lack of melatonin doesn't just leave you feeling tired. It's actually a huge, often ignored driver in the modern obesity and diabetes epidemics.
All right, Section 5, Clinical Conclusions and Practice. All this deep science is staggering, but honestly, knowledge without application is just trivia. Let's shift gears and actually bring this into actionable, daily clinical practice for you.
The absolute golden rule here is that natural sleep hygiene will always beat medication. There isn't a single sleeping pill out there that can perfectly replicate the delicate natural balance of those MT1 and MT2 receptors like your own endogenous melatonin can. Sure, drugs might knock you out cold, but they completely fail to recreate the exact circadian harmony your body needs to fire up all those amazing cellular defense mechanisms we just talked about.
Which brings us face to face with the totally dangerous reality of modern light pollution. Staring at your smartphone, gadgets, or LED screens after 10 p.m. isn't just a bad habit, you are actively shutting down your body's natural defense systems. That blue light travels straight up that biological fiber optic cable, tricks your master clock, and literally flips the off switch on your daily dose of cancer protection, immune balancing, and anti-aging antioxidants. You are voluntarily hitting pause on your own cellular repairs.
Oh, and here's a curveball for you. Eating late at night? Just as bad. Having a heavy dinner right before bed doesn't just risk some weight gain. All that digestive activity running through your gut actively flatlines your physiological melatonin peak. It can cause hypokalemia, but more obviously, it totally robs you of that critical 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. surge. And that right there is exactly what causes that heavy, sluggish, unshakable morning grogginess and chronic fatigue.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with one memorable, provocative thought. Just look back at your own habits over the last 24 hours. The endless scrolling in bed, the midnight snack, all those bright artificial lights. You have this incredible masterpiece molecule built right into your biology, completely ready to defend your brain, balance your immune system, and literally burn fat while you rest. The only question is, how much melatonin did your smartphone kill today? It is time to reclaim your master hormone. Thanks for hanging out with me for this deep dive, and seriously, I highly encourage you to start making those changes tonight.